I said salute to the untouchable True School Sports Empire,
That's
taking
right. The
over
untouchable.
not only the South Florida boxing scene, but the worldwide boxing scene.
Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the man himself, Paul Andrade. How you doing, Paul?
Good, nice.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Again,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So like last night with Liam Williams, like just what was your overall thoughts on the fight?
It was a rough fight, man. He came in throwing everything he could. You know, if it was allowed for him to have a pool stick, he'd have brought that in the ring too. I mean, elbows, try to gash his eyes out, put him in headlocks, shoulder block up. He was totally
Takedowns.
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was totally dirty in the fight.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess that's what he trained to do, be a dirty fighter.
Yeah, very. And there was I don't know, from where I was sitting, it looked like a couple of times when he hit your son, he had him hurt or buzzed a little bit. Was your son ever hurt or buzzed from what you could see in
He
the
hit
corner?
him one time and caught him, and he dazed him a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I asked him, I said, well, how'd that punch feel? He said he buzzed me a little bit. That was it. It was just one punch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, was that like one of the tougher fights of his career, you would say, or?
Yeah, as far as it was, I think it was more MMA than boxing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been great if it was an MMA fight. We could be dirty too.
Yeah.
But we don't train that way.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you have these fighters that aren't as skilled as Boo Boo, you know, they gotta box outside the rules to kind of level the playing field.
Yeah.
Or try to level the playing field.
That's why. Well, we had a pretty decent ref. He kept stopping everything, but after a while, I think he should have lost the point.
Yeah. You know, maybe he wasn't the type of ref to deduct a point. You know, sometimes the refs aren't. You don't get refs that are as strict.
Yeah, well, he was strict. I mean, he broke everything up quick and kept giving them warnings. But you know, what he did was did different offenses, a lot of different offenses. So he didn't try to repeat the same offenses to get the point deduction.
Yeah. It seems like
the referee was out of position to see a few of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It seems like with your son, like with his style, it seems like his style, I don't know if you agree with, like it seems like his style might be changes a little bit, because like I remember like early in his career he was a technical fighter and more like a boxer puncher, but now it seems like he slugs a bit more. He throws these like wild left hands from weird angles. Like what do you think?
Do they work?
I'm saying his style, like do you think his style
I asked you a question, do they work?
Yeah, it
Do
works.
they land?
Of course they work, yeah.
So he can throw punches from any angle, you know, and it's like he has the reach, he has the length, and you know, he can throw punches from any angle. And it depends, each opponent, he finds a way to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Like on this fight, he threw more uppercuts than anything else, and every one of them landed, you know, so he threw uppercuts like he was a golfer.
Yeah. He was throwing uppercuts like he was in the streets, man. He was throwing them with some bad intentions, like grown man punches, like.
Well, that's the intention, you know. But the uppercuts work. I mean, we find what works to beat a fighter, and we use it.
Yeah. Some people like, you know, you can't please everybody, but like people always find, I don't know what it is about your son, but they always seem to find something wrong with his performance. They say, oh, he's boring, and I don't think he's boring. I'm saying they think he's boring. They think he's this, he's that.
Well, Liam brought it to him. That was a good fight. Willie Nelson tried to fight him. Mm-hmm. That was a good fight. And Doc would try to fight him. That was a good fight. So it depends on the opponent. I mean, Alante Fox, once he got hit once and went down, he stayed away from us.
Yeah, the whole fight, yeah.
Right. So, but when he fought Liam, he made at him with no respect. But Liam caught him with an elbow. It wasn't a punch, it was the elbow that he got caught with if you're looking at it slow motion. So it depends on the fighter. We don't adapt to fighters. Okay, we just find a way to beat them. But if, you know, they're not engaging, you know, yeah, at times like Brian Rose fight, after like 6 rounds of like, this fight's getting boring. You know, then all of a sudden he ended it in the 7th round, you know, and he could hit the kid at will. So it's like people change as they get older. Nobody fights exactly the way they started out all the time. You know, we might bring the other style back.
Yeah.
Depends on our opponent, and we probe him, he probes him a little bit. It says this is going to work and that's going to work.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have the reach, why not use it?
Absolutely. You know, God gave him the reach, so fight the way.
You know, like nobody criticized Mayweather. He tucks his arms, he boxes, he throws his punch. As soon as you trap him, he runs right back to the center ring. Hey, they called him boring at one time.
They did. And now he's in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best fighters that ever did it, so.
Yeah, well, he made the most money.
Yeah.
That's what I could say.
Yeah, I was having an interesting conversation with my father recently about your son, because you know you guys are from New England. Mm-hmm. Recently, we had a legend pass away from New England, the great Marvin Hagler. I was like I'm not saying they're the same, but like I see some similarities with their career because like your son was higher, he's higher risk, low reward, and these guys don't want to fight him. And I had the conversation of like, well, if Marvin Hagler existed today, would they fight him?
People didn't want to fight Marvin either.
Yeah.
You know, it's like took him a long time to get back up there and get all those belts and titles and get the good fights.
It took him a long time to get any respect or
Yes.
legitimate, or like any just respect to his name, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like ideally next, like what would you guys like to happen like for his career?
We have no, we're not driving that boat.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's like we called out several people. They don't want to fight us. So, you know, it's like whoever they say our mandatory is, we fight. We don't create a mandatory. The WBO appoints a mandatory. Jaime Munguia was supposed to be our mandatory. He decided not to fight us and went in a different directions. They get this. Seems like certain fighters, depends who they're with, get to pick and choose whether they're going to take their mandatory, go a different direction. They seem to have more pull and power.
Yeah. Why do you feel that is? Like you're inside the boxing world. So like why do you feel like other fighters can do it, but you guys can't do that kind of
Just
stuff?
like Canelo, he picks and chooses who he wants to fight, and he's been picking and choosing guys that had he fought them in their prime, it might have been a different outlook. You know, he hasn't picked no top fighters.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of got like most of the boxing world in his pocket right now, you know? Like everybody, the media's on his side. Everybody's on his side right now.
Not really, but if, you know what, he brings the money to the table.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is.
I mean, like when we look at that fight, because that's a fight that I wanted to see. A lot of people wanted to see for quite some time. You know, Canelo. Last night, my dad was. I don't know if you guys heard it in the ring, but like my father, he was yelling at Eddie Hearn from where we were sitting, because he was mentioning Charlo and Triple G, and he started yelling. He's like, no, Eddie, stop BSing, bring out Canelo.
Yeah, but Eddie has no control over that.
I know.
Easy. The only one who would have control over that is the people that paid him.
Yeah.
Like if he's with Charlo's with PBC, they can say, hey, you have to fight him or you don't get paid.
Okay.
Canelo, they can say, or Triple G, no, there's no other fight for you but Andrade. But they're not doing that. They're just paying him to fight a lower level fighter.
Yeah. So like when it comes to your son, like which fights would you as a trainer, if you had it your way, like which fights would you have next?
You guys know.
I know, Canelo.
Mean, that's it. There's no, where else we going to pick from? It's a small pool.
Yeah, you're running out.
That's it. Where are we going to pick from?
That's true.
Look at our top 10 in the WBO. Some of the guys I never even heard of.
Yeah, like Kanat Islam and Johnny Beck
You heard
Amnunkoli.
of Clark Insam, but yeah, like the other one you just mentioned.
Johnny Beck Amnunkoli from Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I barely know who he is, and I follow boxing. Like I know who he is, but like.
But we don't know these fighters, so Americans deal with fighters in America, and you know they won't hear of these fighters. We're not hearing of these fighters, but they earned the right to be in a number one position due to fights that they've won, or their points and everything else. And now they become number one. Nobody's heard of them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the boxing rankings, you know.
Why didn't Munguia take the challenge?
I think
they want to make him another hero fighting nobody.
That too, but I think they're waiting for your son to vacate the title. If your son vacates and goes up to 168, then
What's that going to do?
he can fight for a vacant belt and become champion.
That's
you know?
not going to do anything for us. We had the 54 title, Triple G and Canelo moved up. So we move up to 60. They moved up to 68.
Yeah, I know.
And we move up to 68. They're going to move up to 75. What good is it? It's going to be fighting the same people.
Well, I'm talking about from the perspective of a Munguia. Because, you know, Munguia doesn't want... Golden Boy, I don't think, wants Munguia to fight your son. They're trying to make him to the next star or whatnot.
Exactly.
So if your son moves up, he can be
But
mandated...
are they real superstars? I mean, I look at the list that Canelo's fought. Canelo fought blown up 147s. Austin Trott was probably the first real 54 he fought.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, they pick and choose the guys they want to fight. And they don't pick anybody that can beat him.
Well, I know the one time...
Because he can say, we're boring. Look at the guys he fought.
Yeah. Callum Smith.
Yeah,
you know.
Joe Green. And, I mean...
Rocky Fielding.
Yeah, right. And they're going to call us boring?
It's a double standard.
Exactly. So don't open up your mouth then.
Absolutely.
You know, he won't even say my kid's name. He's the boogeyman. It's like looking at a man saying Candyman 3 times. And the Candyman comes out the window.
Yeah. Or it's like when you go in the bathroom and say Bloody Mary 3 times and he appears. Bloody Mary appears. You know?
So they won't even say the name.
Well, it's like I don't know if you saw with Jamal Charlo. He said, "Oh yeah, we blackballed Andrade from fighting."
I don't know what kind of power he does. He can't even make the fight.
He was saying he talked to Al Haymon. He's like, "Yeah, we talked to Al Haymon. We blackballed him. You know, he can't make no money in this boxing game."
I don't know. We just fought. We're going to fight the next 4 months. You know, he's the one with nobody to fight.
Yeah, he's fighting with Juan Carlos Montiel, some guy we never heard of.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not going to get into the money, and he's not fighting nobody. He's nothing to us.
Yeah.
You know, he just runs his mouth. That's all they do is run their mouths.
They just want to fight on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, you know, let's get the fist together. Forget about the mouth. You know what I mean? Him running his mouth is like his asshole telling his brain what to do.
You know, I wanted to ask you and pick your brain about your son's amateur career, because when he was an amateur, he was creme de la creme. He was top of the top. He beat so many names, world amateur champion. What do you remember about just your amateur days with your son?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit the scene. He beat everybody. That was it.
Yeah, and then he was Olympian and.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like, as his father and his trainer, what's something about Demetrius that people don't know, like as a fighter, that maybe you'd like them to know? Maybe it's something he does in the gym or his mentality.
No, he has a very high IQ of boxing. I have my different approach to boxing. My training methods are completely different than everybody else's. When we spar, I don't spar. Look for a guy that mimics the guy we're fighting. I spar different. I spar right-handers, left-handers, tall guys, short guys, all the time. I rotate them in and out, so he knows how to pick them all apart, no matter what's in front of him.
I like that.
You know, that's how I always trained him, and you know, he always has to be in control. I don't care what the other guy's gonna do. And you got 2 hands, 2 feet. You got to keep up with us. And I don't know who the hell they're gonna get for sparring that's gonna mimic us. So good luck. You know, but yeah, I've used right-handers. So I had southpaws in my gym for this fight.
For this fight, yeah.
Yeah, I had southpaws, right-handers. I had a heavyweight, Tracy. He comes over there. So I use the other guys. I use Rashidi. We always
Rashidi Ellis, right?
Oh, he's on board. We always spar with Rashidi. We use Rashidi for the speed. And I had another guy, Chris, come in from Kansas. There's always Tracy there. Though Tracy, when he wants to hit harder shots, we put a heavier guy in there. We're not out to beat up sparring partners. That's not what they're for. You know, so you shouldn't abuse your sparring partners. So we use them for different things. Some for height, some for speed, some for who can take the punches. We'll bring a heavyweight in.
Okay.
You know, you don't beat up on this kid and send him home all the time. To me, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, just to have this false sense of confidence, like, you know, look at me, I'm Mr. Big and
Sparring
Bad.
is about getting your timing right. It's not about who you can knock out in the gym. That's where I look at it.
Yeah.
If we have to work our defense, we'll work our defense. We're gonna work our offense, we'll work our offense. So we spar everybody. I don't care who.
Yeah. I mean, they don't pay you to win world titles in the gym either. In boxing, we have a lot of sparring world champions, and then they get under the lights and they're not as good.
Yeah, well, that happens. Some guys spar better than they fight. Some guys fight better than they spar. I see guys that spar like shit, and man, when they that bell Vegas soup, they turn it up.
Yeah, one guy I heard that's like that is like Teofimo Lopez. I've heard he's not that great in the gym, but then you see under the lights, he's one of the best fighters right now.
You know what's really funny then? You know, it's like, oh shit. Why does one fighter, and he's a pro, has to bring 4 or 5 pros in to prepare for a fight? You know, it's always, I found that weird, you know. Guys don't spar well because they're dieting, you know, they're trying to get in shape. A lot of them are trying to lose weight and they're overweight, so they're not going to be at their best performance.
Yeah.
You know, there's other things going on where your sparring partner is not dealing with that. He can eat, he can drink, he can be comfortable, he can do anything he wants, he can sleep. But, you know, some fighters do 2 a day, some fighters do 1 a day. But you're trying to lose weight. You always, some guys wear all the plastic and everything to make them sweat. So it's hard, you know. You're in there big throwing punches and you're sweating under all that plastic on. You know, it's taking your energy away. So you're not going to be your greatest performance in sparring. It's like the thing is getting your timing right for your fight.
So that's your razor sharp on fight night.
Yep.
Yeah. So like you mentioned weight. How well is your son making 160 these days?
It's a battle to make any weight,
Yeah.
you know, for every fighter, you know. Nobody walks around at their fight weight. Usually a guy's 15 pounds over. If you go over 15 pounds, then you're not doing your job. You know, you want to be with it at all times.
Okay.
You know, some guys, Bernard Hopkins, He damn near, his walking around weight was damn near his fighting weight.
Yeah, he was extremely disciplined too.
Yeah.
I mean, you always see him, even to this day, you see him on Instagram. He's posting toast with avocados and
Yeah, so
all
he
that healthy.
maintains it. But when you get 25, 30 pounds out of fight weight, your whole camp is losing weight.
It's
The entire camp.
It's like a fat camp, pretty much.
Basically, your whole camp's losing weight. So you got to stay there and maintain that. If you get into actually, you can really trick a fighter too. Like, make his fighter consume a lot of water so he's weighing heavy, so he'll stay in that weight class. You know, drink water. Get on the scale. Look at you. You're 180 pounds. Oh man, don't wait. Oh yeah, drink some more water. You're still 180 pounds. Then boom, the water comes right off of you, and you're right to your weight.
That sounds like something you've done quite a few times.
No, but it's just different things you can do.
Okay.
You trick the weight.
Yeah. You like, as far as you, like, I know, like, you guys are father and son. How do you manage that in boxing? You being his father and his trainer. Does it ever, like?
I don't deal with him.
No.
Nope.
Well, you don't deal with him at all.
No, I see him. When we see each other, we see each other.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, we're going to bang heads. I go every day. I go do what I got to do every day. He goes do what he has to do.
And that's it.
Yeah, we live in the same building.
What, you on the second floor and the third floor? Like?
No, I'm on the first floor. He's on the second floor.
Okay.
We're renovating the other house. We're getting this other house ready.
What gym do you guys train at in Massachusetts, or Rhode Island, I should say?
Well, we were using a particular gym, and then Mike Velosa trainer, he just opened one up. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about going up there myself, because I have family up there. So I figure when I go up there, come see you guys.
Yeah, and Boo's always at the gym. He don't take long periods off. Like he'll always be working out. He's always in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, before Boo Boo got into boxing, did you ever have a background in boxing as an amateur fighter, or no? Were you a fan?
No.
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 So, like, he just jumped into it and you joined
No,
along?
well, first of all, he played football, so I coached football. Then after that, the football coach the other one had a karate program, so we sent him to karate. Then he lost his building, and I helped him I financed the building. I rented the building for them. And then my other best friend came in, and he was a boxer, so we added the boxing, and Boo just went right straight to the boxing along with my other kids. So he's been doing it since he was 6.
Oh, so it's kind of like fate, like just being at the right place at the right time type of thing.
No. Just
happened.
Just activities keeping the kids off the streets.
That makes sense. Boxing is good for that kind of thing.
Yes, if the kid's disciplined.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna end the interview, Paul. But before I end the interview, is there like any message you want to give to the boxing world about what you guys got going on and your son as well?
Well, I'm trying to figure out something, which is like, this is what I noticed is like, some fighters are taking different paths. They're avoiding people.
Yeah.
And I love my best friends are Mexicans. I love Mexican fighters. But at one time, Mexican fighter, you call out his name, he would fight you.
That's true.
They want to turn nobody down. But if you look at it right now, it seems like Mexican fighters are avoiding the elite black fighters. They're avoiding Terrence Crawford, okay? They're avoiding Truck. They're avoiding
Simpson,
Devin Haney. They're avoiding Demetrius Andrade. Okay? They're avoiding Sean Porters. Okay? Now, they seem to just take other avenues and, opt out of their number 1 positions and all that and just keep avoiding elite black fighters.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? The truth speaks for itself.
Well, you opened up a nice can of worms, because I was thinking to myself recently, I'm like, man, is there really such a thing in boxing as Mexican privilege? Like, they say there's white privilege, but is there such a thing as Mexican privilege? Because, like,
it wasn't intentional, but I think it's Oscar keeping his fighters away from other fighters and making them superstars when they weren't superstars and went through everybody to become a superstar.
Yeah.
But look at it,
You mentioned Rashidi Ellis. I mean, everybody talking about Virgil fighting Terrence Crawford or Virgil fighting this guy and that guy, but really the most realistic fight for Virgil is Rashidi Ellis, because they're both welterweights, they're both golden boy. It should be easy. Should be bang, bang, boom.
Nah, I think Oscar's really using Rashidi. I think he put him in his camp, deciding to build up his other fighter till he knocked out Gomez.
Yeah.
And he put him in there with another Mexican, not one that he wanted to build up.
Yeah.
I mean, just speak for yourselves. There's quite a few guys that opt out of their number 1 positions and went the other way around to fight, other people. They're the elite black fighters.
It's a sad state of affairs in boxing right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
But it's true. I mean, I've seen it more and more.
yeah. Hopefully that can change at some
the
point.
fighters that got a shot was Danny Jacobs. Name them. I mean, where are they?
I mean, you had Jacobs. He got Canelo.
Austin Trout.
Austin Trout fought Canelo. Canelo didn't fight your son. Canelo. I mean, there's Charlo out there as well. He's not calling him.
Charlo, another one. And, Charlo needs to quit with all this bullshit, man. You know what, Charlo? Let's just fight or don't fight. But let's go after the guys where the money is.
I mean, Charlo and your son are the two American champions at that weight.
Yeah,
fight each other.
Charlo avoided Benavides.
Talking about big Charlo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, nobody's calling them out. Nobody's calling us out. And one time, man, the Mexican fighter was a prideful, great fighter. You say boo, they were in there. They didn't give a shit. They were great fighters. There's still a lot of great Mexican fighters, but some of them tend to avoid the elite black fighters.
Well, look at that's why I like the smaller weight classes, like the real small weight classes, because them guys fight everybody. You see them fight 2 times, 3 times, round robins, trilogies.
I never used to watch those little weights, but man, lately I've been watching them, and you know what? They put on a show and they fight.
Yeah.
Those punches don't stop coming, man. They come. Oh, they fight with their heart.
Did you watch the recent fight with Tito and Estrada? That was a couple months
I
ago.
didn't see that. Yeah, I'll catch it. I record them all when I get time. I'll pick a fight and watch it. But I mean, these guys fight.
Yeah.
They fight. They put it on the line. If you put 2 Mexicans together, you're gonna get a hell of a fight.
Nicaraguans, the Japanese even.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, quit avoiding us.
That's it, man. Paul and y'all know, man. Quit avoiding them. We gotta make it happen. Boxing needs these fights. We want to make sure we know who's truly the best. Because at the end of the day, when your son put on gloves and when you guys got into this, you got into to see who the best was, right? So.
Yeah, we fought everybody. I mean, we don't pick up mandatories. The organizations do. We fought everybody that was put in front of us. They say we don't fight no big names. Well, bring a big name on so we can fight. I mean, okay, you're gonna say who we don't fight? How about who we want to fight?
You know what? I've heard this before, so I wanted to ask you about it. I've heard that sometimes one of the reasons your son can't get fights is because that when they do bring him a fight, they say he wants too much money. What do you think about that?
Never. Our contracts speak for ourselves.
Yeah.
The only fight we refused, they offered us $125,000 to fight Andy Lee. And I'm like, he's a 168. Oh, he can make 54. No, he ain't. And you know what? I'm going to go to the scale and the guy's too heavy.
Yeah.
And I know Andy Lee. We used to spar Andy Lee. And the thing is, he's a big guy.
Strong guy,
that
too.
I don't feel like he could have dropped down. How many fighters can come down in weight class when you're that big? Normally, they go up. At 54, I said, no, find us somebody else. We have never refused a fighter or asked for big money. But now, number one, okay, it's not up to us. Our promoter comes in with a deal. Now, at that time, our promoters back then is like, hey, how much they offer to fight? We fought everybody. We didn't, well, okay, we fought for 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, 30,000. I mean, we took all those fights. So how can they say we're asking for big money? When do we deserve any money?
At some point, you got to get paid, right?
Right. We did 10 rounds. We got 20,000. We did what everybody did. We started from the bow, 2,500 to 5,000 for a fight. We did them all. Yeah. We never refused an opponent. I said, bring them on.
From your perspective, what happened with the whole Canelo Charlo thing when they were supposed to fight? Because that seems to be like another knock. People say Demetrius Andrade, he's ducking to avoid it, but he ducked Canelo Charlo.
There was no contract. There was nothing. And our promoter before we got stripped for our belt because our promoter kept telling everybody, okay, he's setting up a fight with Lawler with us.
Yeah.
So the WBO is going back and forth with our promoter. Next thing you know, we're stripped because our promoters couldn't put a fight together. They tried to get Mundine in Australia. Right? They wanted us to go to Australia for $100,000. Wait, we got the title, we got the belt.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to Australia? That didn't make no sense to us.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and he kept telling WBO, we're going to put the fight together with Laura. What happened to Laura? Actually, come on, Laura, still thinking. We got unfinished business. Okay, what about Laura fighting us? He made his mouth one time. We said, okay, we'll fight.
Didn't you write him a letter?
No.
Letter? Or I saw an article or something I was reading on the way here today about Laura.
Laura never wanted to fight us. He made his mouth one time. We said, bring it on. How come we didn't get Laura?
I don't know, man.
But it's like, Anytime a black man asks for money, that's all they can say. A black man needs some money. Yeah, you got to eat. You got to feed his family.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what is he entitled? How much is every fight got a price on it, and we all know what the price of each fight is worth. So, you know, and you stay within that. You're offered so much money, you go risk reward. Okay, fine. One time we were asked to go up a weight class and fight somebody, and they were going to pay us extra money to go to up a weight class before it was time for us to go up a weight class. That didn't make no sense.
Who was it?
It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but it wasn't even the fighter. Well, it was, okay, how much you going to pay us? One time my kid, John Career, they offered us Triple G. They wanted to give us $100,000 to fight Triple G. I said, hell no, he's not ready for Triple G because he didn't get his man strength.
Boo Boo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, after his man strength came in, and I said, now he's ready for Triple G. Where's Triple G now?
He's waiting for Canelo Alvarez to
You
call
know
him
what?
up.
There's another one sitting there waiting for Canelo. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, let's just keep the boxing going. That's all it is. You know, we can't all sit back and wait for one guy.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we have other managers not letting their fighters fight us because they were hoping their fighters would get the fight with Canelo, which would pay them more money. One manager says, look, Paul, your fighter Boo kicks their ass all day long. I got to make some money with the guy. So we're holding him just in case, you know. But Oscar always drew our name. We were on a short list. No, we were never on a short list.
You weren't on the list.
No, just like Billy Joe Saunders fighting Canelo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted that to happen. But now Billy Joe's wants X amount of dollars, right? And, well, they don't want to pay it. So Billy Joe, or just like say to Demetrius Andrade, Billy Joe goes say, I'll go fight Andre. Now, they're going to lose Billy Joe because Billy Joe and us will take that fight. You know, we took that fight. We all agreed upon the money and everything else. He showed up dirty. What lot of money did we ask for? There was none.
None.
So how could anybody even say a statement like that? We were fine. If that's how much you're paying, we're under contract. Fine. Bring Billy Joe on. Bring Lava in. Okay? We fight him. Not a problem.
I believe it. I believe it.
You know, it's... So what's the issue?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so then when they heard he was going to go fight Andre, then they said, well, we better grab Billy Joe where we can. You know, so...
Okay.
And they made the deal. Other than that, we called Billy Joe out 3 times. He stepped out. After he got stripped, he was supposed to be our mandatory for a first title defense. He opted out. He went and fought that 168.
For the vacant belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went for, instead of fighting us for the middleweight belt. Now he had no place to go. 168, he wants to come back down to us. We offered 3 times he would fight. When he had nobody at 168, we offered to go up there and fight 168. Okay? Never happened. So he got lucky. He got the Canelo fight. Not lucky. You don't need the Canelo fight. Okay? But they're all waiting for the better paydays because his paychecks up here, our paychecks down here. You know, compared to everybody else. So yeah, everybody wants to taste of a little money. And if that's the person you're going to fight to taste that little better money, then that's the person you fight. You know, if they brought other people's paychecks up here and here, we'll all be fighting each other.
Yeah, there'll be more money to go around for the whole middleweight division. And
Right, but we'd be fighting, you know, they wouldn't be saving their guys for Canelo.
yeah.
You know, we'd all be fighting each other for decent money.
Yeah.
Not one guy's here and everybody else should keep it down here.
Yeah. What do you think about, like, I know you said that you know, Eddie can't make these guys fight, but like, isn't it a bit of a weird dynamic that like Eddie's promoting all these guys, but like none of these fights are happening?
Yeah, but don't forget they're all coming through DAZN.
The Zone, okay.
Right, so the zone. Now the zone can make them fight, but it depends on their contract. The zone, they did that to Andre Ward, HBO.
Yeah,
They
I remember
offered
that.
one fight and that was it. You know, he said, well, I do 1 or 2 fight. No, when he fought
Kovalev?
yeah.
Yeah, he fought Alexander Brand, the Colombian, and then he fought Kovalev.
Right, they didn't give him a try. HBO says this is what HBO used to do to you. This is who you fight or don't fight. To the black man.
Eddie Hearn said wrong weight class.
Oh yeah, yesterday, yeah, when Eddie Hearn, when my dad was pressing him in the stands, he was like, yeah, it's the wrong weight class, because my dad was saying Canelo, he wants a Canelo fight. Eddie actually responded, he said, wrong weight class.
What's wrong about it?
What's wrong about it? I mean, your son's on record saying that he'd go up to 68 to fight him.
Yeah, we were going to go 68 to fight Billy Joe.
Yeah.
We
So
offered to go up.
it's not the wrong weight class if you're willing to go up there.
No.
It just seems like that's a statement you'd make if you weren't interested in
Well, it seems
making the
like
fight.
every time we get close, he was our mandatory in the W, whatever. He's the one who keeps jumping weight classes.
Yeah.
He went from 54 to 60, 60, 68. Then he did that fight for 75.
He even created a weight class. Remember when he fought Liam Smith? He fought 155.
Yeah. So what does it tell you?
Just tell you these guys aren't who they say they are.
Right. If the money was more of an even playing field, I think more fighters would just be fighting each other, and that's it. They created a superstar when they shouldn't have. When they created their own superstars. Munguia, he's not fighting nobody. But they try to make him a superstar.
I mean, truthfully, he lost a couple of fights. Like they gave him a couple of fights that he should have lost. I don't know if you see like the Dennis Hogan fight. He fought the Irish guy. He fought an Irish guy. He had a stay busy fight in Mexico against an Irish guy named Dennis Hogan. Light punching, mover Irish guy. Couldn't box a little bit. He got. I mean, I'd say Dennis Hogan gave him a great fight. I thought he won at least 7-8 rounds, and it was clear.
Yeah, so he's skipping these fighters because he wants him to be the next Canelo. Because Canelo says bye.
Yeah, they're trying to make something that's not there.
If that's what they did, Canelo, look at who he fought in the beginning.
And when he fought Jose Miguel Cotto and who was Alfonso Gomez and
they were all 47s, remember?
Yeah.
They were blown the 47s that went up a weight class
Mosley
to fight him.
Yeah, Mosley.
Shane would have destroyed him in his prime.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and so he turned around and he fought blown up 47s. Hey, you want to fight with him? Well, he put on 10 pounds, put on 4 pounds. I'll give you the fight this amount of money.
Rehydration clauses, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Even with Kovalev, because remember when he fought Kovalev, it was like they asked him fight week. I remember this. They asked him fight week. They said, the media asked him, is there a rehydration clause? Oscar said no. And then after the fight was done, they said, oh yeah, there was one.
Yeah, he won't let nobody hydrate. Everything's controlled. Hey, you know what? I don't know what to say. If it never happens, it never happens, He has no balls.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's got to live with that,
That's it. They want to call themselves the greatest. They're proven. Why did he want to unify? He said he wanted to unify the middleweight belt till he got stripped. Demetrius fought. Danny fought for his belt. He got stripped because he didn't end up fighting Demetrius. And okay, well, you got to stop. You could, so you had 2 belts, so you could come get our belt. That was one more belt you got, and 1 belt less that you needed. So why don't you come after our belt?
Because he's boring.
Oh, no.
That's what he said.
That's what it is.
That's what they said.
So why does he fight these other guys? They're not boring?
I don't think they're. I think they're boring.
Well,
I thought Canelo. Listen,
then he wasn't man enough to unify the 160 division.
That's what I think too.
He's not man enough. And if you want to unify the 168, sign a contract, we'll go to 68, take somebody's belt, then we'll get him.
So there you have it. I want to see it, man. We're gonna keep pressing for it, man. I know.
Yeah.
We can only do so much.
The zone can make it happen.
Yeah. So hopefully, was it John Skipper, the guy who owns the zone or runs the zone? John Skipper and Leonard Blatnovic and the Ukrainian. All them guys. Well, we got to find who they are. We'll press them about it.
Yeah, they're paying him an awful lot of money.
Yeah. Canelo?
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't want to blow that money train, but hey, like I said, if he got paid a little less and everybody else got paid a little more, nobody would be worried about fighting him. Because these guys want to fight him because it's the biggest payday they can get. So if you're going to lose, you want to lose with the most money you can get.
Yeah.
So, that's the bottom line here. Equal out the playing field, then everybody be fighting each other.
Yeah.
Maybe once, twice. If it's a great fight, they'd be doing it over again.
And it would be healthier for the sport of boxing because then the fans would be happier. The fans wouldn't have to, sit there and argue on social media all day about who they think is the best.
The fans have no control of nothing.
Yeah, I know.
In any sport. So, unfortunately, but team sports, they have to compete against each other, not in boxing.
Yeah, in boxing, it's a business of like free enterprise, and you can just move how you see fit.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for talking to True School Sports, man.
Sorry about the food.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Thank you.
Right.